Welcome to the Zone. In today's Monster Manual episode, we will look at one of the more rare and unique mutants within the Zone, the Controller. If you enjoy the content, feel free to like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. Without further ado, let's begin. Inhabiting only the deepest and darkest parts of the Zone, Controllers are a special hazard. Rather than attacking unsuspecting stalkers like the Bloodsucker, or utilizing telekinetic abilities to hurl objects like a poltergeist, Controllers attack the human psyche itself. Using their advanced brain power, these mutants are able to manipulate the thoughts and sensory data of their victims. The origin of Controllers is known to some in and outside the Zone. Beginning in the days of the Soviet Union, experiments were carried out on criminals and political prisoners near the very heart of the Zone. These victims of government experimentation were deformed and mutated by both unnatural surgery and extreme radiation. The experiments were carried out for years before finally culminating in the emergency of the Controller seen in the Zone today. The experiments resulted in the test subject's head enlarging, accommodating the massive brain tumors that the subjects developed. Most of the physical traits of the Controller are still humanoid in origin, just deformed, enlarged, or atrophied. Regardless of the Controller's monstrous appearance, the creatures are highly intelligent and should not be underestimated. Due to severe brain mutations, Controllers are capable of sensing stalkers from a distance by reading their very thoughts, attacking with bolts of pure telekinetic energy, and even altering their victims' thoughts. Encountering a Controller is almost always fatal for an unprepared stalker. Without even knowing that a Controller is in the area, unsuspecting stalkers have been led down dangerous paths, walked straight off of ledges, and even killed themselves, all at the whim of the mind-bending powers that the Controller has. Stalkers surviving encounters with Controllers have reported seeing friends and family out of the corner of their eyes, and even having conversations with them. Some encounters result in the stalker having an overwhelming urge to kill themselves, or to simply walk into a dangerous situation. While the Controller is capable of simply killing its victim with bolts of psionic energy, the devious creatures are fond of taking over the thoughts of those unfortunate enough to get in its way. The Controller will keep its victim in a dreamlike state, not being able to distinguish between fantasy and reality. These victims act as a defensive force for the Controller, carrying out tasks in reconnaissance. If a person under the influence of Controller gets too far from its master, they will slowly start to come out of their dreamlike state. Controllers are hard to spot, as their psionic abilities can have long range and they are not affected by line of sight. Common telltale signs of a Controller are high-frequency buzzing in the ears, blurred vision, uncontrolled nosebleeds, mental fog, and lastly, hallucinations. Pinpointing the location of the Controller is paramount for survival. Stalkers who come into contact with Controllers should use extreme caution. The deadly bolts of energy the Controller shoots are almost impossible to block without the help of artifacts, and ultimately, the Controller will attempt to utilize your own memories and senses against you. Fighting the Controller is tricky, as one must avoid the deadly illusions while attempting to keep the creature within your sights. One of the most effective methods of dispatching a Controller is to utilize a high explosive in the form of grenades or an RPG-7. A Controller may be able to stop your mind, but it cannot stop an RPG to the face. Shotguns are also effective, but stalkers will need around 20 slugs to dispatch a creature. In the absence of this weaponry, highly skilled stalkers can perform close-range charges towards the Controller. Controllers are naturally weak in close combat and will usually attempt to flee a physical confrontation. While the Controller is retreating away from you, use a knife and take the Controller down. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you all enjoyed. Until next time, I'll see you in the Zone.